Hi guys, Mike Lee Connect, Movement is Life. It is Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday is Double Tap Tuesday. Anyway, today's Double Tap is about EDC Every Day Carry. Do you carry your gun with a bullet in the chamber or carry your gun without a bullet in the chamber? Okay, this is a topic. If you go on YouTube, on the internet, you'll have all these people that are experts at shooting saying, no bullet in the chamber, the Israeli way, it's no good because if you're under pressure and you don't have your bullet in the chamber, you won't be fast enough to react and this and that. All right, so I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on it. This is gonna be a very debatable topic, and people on this side will say this and people on this side will say this. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to programming. Okay, I'll explain. An Israeli soldier, okay, if I'll take me as an example. When I did boot camp, I was at Bezek, which is Bach Golani, which is Basis Imunim Khir Shel Golani. That means the basic training first stage of a Golani warrior was called Bezek. In that base, we only did dry fire drills with our Galils, and that's it. And once a week, we'd go to the mitvach, which is the range, and work our marksmanship, but there would be no combative training, no threat, no target down, no pazatsta, which is basically drop down and come back, and kneeling down, no combative training at all dry fire only, so you learn the mechanics and the footwork and the intensity of an engagement, but there was no doing it live fire, but once a week go to the range and do marksmanship. Only in Shlav Bet, which is the second stage of the 6 months of the infantry training of a boot camp in Golani, we were taking to the Shetach, to the field. Mine was Peles, it's called Peles. And there, the first time we start doing solo drills, live fire drills, war drills, uphill. Okay, that's when you start doing the drills. Okay, so the entire bullet in the chamber or no bullet in the chamber, or the Israeli way versus the non-Israeli way, if you want to call it the American way, and I'm not bad-mouthing America, I love America for the record, and is about programming. Okay, here's the deal. The Israelis don't carry a bullet in a chamber for a few reasons. Reason number one, it is safer to carry a handgun without a bullet in the chamber. I cannot tell you how many people shot themselves in the leg and lately in the crotch because a lot of people are carrying appendix and with a bullet in the chamber. And when they're under pressure, they pull the trigger on themselves. Versus if I know my gun is holstered without a bullet in the chamber, I will have zero hesitation or fear to pull it out of the fear of shooting myself. Therefore, I can do it faster because there's not a mental hesitation. Versus if I go in my appendix or even in my waist and I know there's a bullet in the chamber, under pressure, I'm going to fear that I'm going to shoot myself or I'm going to actually shoot myself. So either way, so that's the first reason, for safety reasons, because when guys get to the IDF, they all come from different backgrounds. Some people have combative training, some people don't. I learned how to shoot with a handgun at the young age of 13. Okay, not everybody gets to the IDF. And I learned on a Browning high power. Okay, there was no Glocks in my time. Okay, so by the time I got to the IDF, I already was familiar with firearms. Okay, but some guys get to the IDF, zero firearms training, so they want them to be safe. So they don't want them to have a bullet in the chamber, if it's rifle or handgun or machine gun. Okay, so number one, safety. Number two, the Israeli population and the military mingles together in Israel. Enemy and friendly walk the streets. If you go to Jerusalem, you have Israeli civilians, you have Israeli Arabs, and you have soldiers and police that patrol around. Those guys don't keep a bullet in the chamber at all time because the bad guys, the terrorists, the radical Arabs, can grab the rifle and right away start shooting. Versus I don't have a bullet in chamber in my handgun and the guy grabs my gun, I don't have a retention issue. Of like, he's going to shoot me right away. He has to cock that gun before he can shoot me or shoot anybody in the crowd. Therefore, it gives me time to engage him since he grabbed my gun, he's within arm's reach. Now I can do a gun disarm. Agana, Krav Maga, it doesn't really matter. An Israeli gun disarm, and after all Israeli gun disarms, we cock the guns anyway. Okay, so that's number 2. So 1, safety. 2, we live with the enemy. We don't carry concealed, we carry exposed, but there's no bullet in the chamber. Number 3 is the programming. If I do hours of dry fire, I can pull that gun, assault rifle, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and engage as fast as somebody that has a bullet in the chamber because it's in the programming and the training. It's muscle memory over and over and over and over again. Okay, so for an example, people who always say, oh, well, you're not going to have the time to cock your gun. You need 2 hands, blah, blah, blah. Okay, my average time to draw my gun from concealed, cock it, and put in bullet in somebody's head, like headshot, is 1.3 seconds. So within 1.3 seconds, I'm going to put a bullet in somebody's head if I'm under pressure because I dry fire on a weekly basis. Since I've been in the IDF until today, I dry fire on a regular base. Okay? I don't keep a bullet in the chamber. Now, when I was in the IDF, or just for an example, I'll give you an example. I just finished a home invasion training for one of my local black belts. I won't say the name because I don't want to be unprofessional and tell the name and then everybody knows he had home invasion training, and we worked scenario. So the first scenario I gave him, you came home, you opened the door, your youngest daughter is dead on the floor, bleeding out dead, and you know you have your other daughter in the house, and you know there's a bad guy in the house. Right away, he draws his gun, he cocks it. He doesn't wait to be engaged with the bad guy in the back of the house, in the bedroom where they are. Then he cocks it and starts searching the house. When we were in Lebanon, as soon as you cross the border, we charge our weapons. Okay, so as soon as there's a danger, we charge our weapons. Doesn't matter if the dangers are under pressure or no under pressure, immediate, imminent danger. We will charge our weapons when there's danger, and we can do it very fast because of constant dry fire and training. And training then involves training under pressure. Not just regular training, not just regular target shooting, combative training under pressure. If you keep a bullet in the chamber or bullet not in the chamber, but you train a lot, you'll be as fast. We proved that many times. Not just me, many Israelis can prove it. Okay, so again, dry fire. Then I have the other guys that will say, well, dry fire is not good for your gun. You're damaging your gun. Whoever says that to you, or if you believe that, or if that's what you think, okay, think of that. Every time you shoot your gun, take a Glock 17, that's the one I carry. Every time you shoot that gun, there's a freaking explosion in the gun. An explosion. Okay, you dry firing and manipulating that weapon cannot be as violent as that explosion, period. So you can dry fire until tomorrow, it does not damage your gun. Whoever tells you that is uneducated, and I'd rather dry fire 1,000 times and freaking have to, and it doesn't happen, I'd have to service my gun, but I know programming wise, I can pull it off under pressure when the shit hits the fan. So carrying a bullet in the chamber versus not carrying a bullet in the chamber, it's a safety issue, it's an environment issue, but most important is a programming conditioning issue. I am conditioned to not have a bullet in the chamber every time I pull that handgun from a concealed situation under pressure. I will draw, cock, and shoot, and I can do it because I'm so programmed to do it fast. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, guys. I know that some people are going to go crazy on this. Some people believe this is the way. At the end of the day, it's all about training, all about programming. Movement is life. Tuesday, Double Tap Tuesday.